guys, welcome back to another video here on Corbyn Jones Official. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about coronavirus. We sure are. Could there be a second wave on the way? Could there? Well, you're going to find out in a moment. But before we find out if there's a second wave on the way, please remember to like, subscribe and share with your friends. So let's head straight into today's video. So is there really a second wave on the way? Well, unfortunately, folks, there is. And you can clearly see by the data that we're getting every day on the news channels, example the BBC, ITV or from Talk Radio, you can clearly see when they show you graphs, the cases are starting to rise, the deaths are quite low at the moment, but that's what had happened at the start of this pandemic. The deaths was pretty low, and then you saw the deaths starting to rise. In no matter amount of time, deaths will start to rise. Hospital admissions are starting to rise, so that means deaths may be starting to rise that little bit more in the next coming weeks. But here's what Boris Johnson had to say about a second wave, and he also mentioned that he doesn't want this country to go back into a full lockdown. So have a listen to this, what Boris Johnson had to say yesterday.
Question, as I've said for several weeks now, that we could expect, and we are now seeing a second wave coming in. We've seen it in France, we've seen it in Spain, across Europe. It's been absolutely, I'm afraid, inevitable that we would see it in this country. So Monday we brought in the measures that we did, the rule of six, to try to restrict what people are doing. Clearly we were going to keep everything under review. But the way, I don't want to go into a second national lockdown at all. The last thing anybody wants. I don't want to go into bigger lockdown measures at all. We want to keep schools open, and it's fantastic that schools have gone back in the way that they have. We want to keep the economy open as far as we possibly can. We want to keep businesses.
Well, that was interesting stuff by Boris there. Boris Johnson has admitted there is a second wave on the way here in the UK, and he said, you know, unfortunately, I'm going to have to admit, we can clearly now see a second wave on the way. Also, he did mention as well, he doesn't want to see a full drastic lockdown like we had back in March, April. You know, and I don't think anyone wants to see another full lockdown. But if that's going to be the case, then it's going to happen, guys. So remember what we did back in March, April, May, March, April and May. We did the clap for carers. We clapped for our NHS. We also clapped for our care. We clapped for our key workers as well, and we don't want to be back in that kind of position where we was back in March, April and May. I have a watch of this, and I'll remind you guys on how the full country was working back in, how everyone was working as a team to stop the spread, to slow the spread of the virus down. Have a watch of this. This is everyone clapping back in March, April and May for the NHS and key workers.
Oh, you better suffer.
Burr, on behalf of our choreographers, thank you.
Now, I hope that video brings back some memories from throughout lockdown, because we were clapping every single Thursday night for the NHS and for the key workers. We were saying, well done guys, well done. You know, we was getting our pots and pans out, we was getting the whistles out, we was getting our pets out. Everyone just came out on a Thursday night at 8 o'clock to to give a massive clap to our NHS and key workers. Come on guys, remember how much work they did back in March and April. Remember when they had to go through the peak of this pandemic. Let's not get back into the position where we was back a few months ago. Let's not get into that position again. So, play the game, guys. Play the game. Listen to the rules. Rule of 6. Hands, face, space. Remember it, stay alert, control the virus, and save lives. Thank you for listening to this little speech, rant, whatever you want to call it. Could there be a second wave on the way? Unfortunately, there is, but play the game, guys. Stay alert to control the virus, to save lives, hands, face, space. So that was really, interesting stuff there, folks. Interesting stuff. Boris Johnson has admitted this is a second wave on the way. He said he doesn't want a full lockdown. There could be a full lockdown, though, if we don't play the game. And we reminded ourselves of the clap for carers on a Thursday night when we clapped for our NHS and key workers. Let's not get back into that position where we was back a few months ago. But thank you ever so much for watching today's video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.